Hi, I have been seeing so much on social media about people setting resolutions and intentions and goals for 2020. So I wanted to come on here for a minute and talk about how to make the most of your PTO in 2020. Of course, as you know, if you have a goal, you also have to have a means of achieving it. So when you say that you want to travel more, you should also think about exactly how you're going to do it and start planning your PTO now rather than later. I have 3 do's and 3 don'ts. The first do is to plan around your holidays. When you think about PTO, a lot of times you'll get, say, Memorial Day Monday off, which means that you could take a trip leaving the Friday before Memorial Day all the way through the Sunday following and only have to take 4 days off. I personally have done this for Thanksgiving several years in a row and have been able to take week or week and a half long trips and only use 1 to 2 days of PTO. The second thing that you should do when planning your PTO is to know what to say no to. There's so many things that you could say, yes, I'll be at this wedding, yes, I'll go on this trip with you, but stop and think about if those trips are really aligning with your travel goals. The third thing to do is to know what to say yes to. When you think about, perhaps all the weddings that you have to go to next year, you might want to think about which ones you do really want to go to. For example, let's say somebody's doing a destination wedding in the Dominican and you've been wanting to visit more countries. You could use that and extend to make the most of your travel days that you do choose to say yes to. So the 3 do's are take advantage of holidays, know what to say yes to, and know what you want to say no to. So as far as don'ts go, don't plan around other countries' holidays. It will suck up your budget and your PTO. For example, think about maybe going to Mexico for spring break. It's going to be incredibly expensive. In Mexico, most of those beaches are beautiful year-round. The second thing is don't do it for the gram. It is a total sad waste of time to go somewhere that you see as beautiful on Instagram and show up and there are lines out the door and it's the only thing to do in town. I was in Vietnam earlier this year and there's a really famous bridge that has 2 hands. It looks like 2 hands are holding this bridge up. I was researching it. It's inside of a park that costs $30 to get into. The park's not that cool and there's nothing else to do in town. So I forewent wasting my days on going to that place and instead went to places that I knew that I would have more fun and probably maybe not get great pictures for Instagram. The third thing is don't be super rigid to your dreams and your goals as you're planning your 2020 PTO. It sounds silly, but let's say that your dream is to go to Rome and stay in the Ritz-Carlton and visit the Vatican and do all the fun things. Well, if that's just not in the books this year, that's okay. You can still plan to go to maybe something smaller or do a weekend trip while still contributing funds for that goal to make sure that you can go to Rome or wherever your goal is in the future. So the 3 don'ts are don't book around other people in other countries' holidays, don't travel for the Instagram, and don't be too rigid to your dreams. So where will you go in 2020 now that you know how to maximize your PTO?